Good evening, West Texas. I am Technical Sergeant Jennifer Daffinee of the United States Air Force Band of the West, and I am the non-commissioned officer in charge of the Nightwatch Chamber Winds. We are excited to be here as a team tonight to host an evening of wonderful music from all of our colleagues. I want to first give a shout out and actually a very good morning to some of our Air Force bandsmen that are watching from the other side of the globe this morning with our absent band. Wonderful to have you on today. We opened tonight with a picture into what it felt like on March 16th when we were sent home and our building had empty rehearsal rooms and empty performance venues. And we wanted to take a moment to acknowledge where we've all been in these last 8.5 months. But as Robert Crawford penned at the end of our Air Force song, nothing can stop the United States Air Force. And so we have been busy these last 8.5 months being challenged to find ways to reach you tonight. We are so excited that you are with us. So please drop your name in the chat. Tell us where you're watching from. We've got folks from all the way on the West Coast in California and Washington, all the way to the East Coast in Florida joining us this evening. So we really love to hear from you as we go. We're going to show you exactly how we have been innovative, how we have honed our skills to become home recording musicians, to bring you a variety of different styles and genres tonight. But first, we would like to continue and get our full set started here by paying tribute to our nation and to the symbol of our freedom, our flag, with the playing of our national anthem.
Hello, everyone, and we are so excited to be here with you tonight. I'm Senior Airman Rose Valby, and I am the music director and French hornist in Nightwatch. I love to see this chat really busy right now. That's awesome. Feel free to add your questions in there. We'll be able to answer some questions throughout the entire evening. One really amazing thing about our Air Force is that we have a history of overcoming adversity. Right now, we are overcoming this challenge even here right in San Antonio with our basic military training. When COVID arrived in San Antonio, we had to figure out a way to make sure that we continue building the Air Force of tomorrow. And with trainees coming from all over the country, we had to ensure their safety and the safety of our Air Force right here in San Antonio. So we give a big shout out to our medical personnel who are ensuring the safety of all of these trainees before they come to us, and to our fantastic military training instructors for showing up every day and still getting that job done, getting the mission done. That is what we do. And with our band, that's what we do as well. Just the show tonight is a prime example of what we're able to do and what we've learned to do during this time to be able to chat with you and connect with you digitally. For our next piece, we are going to take a step back in time, get that World War II feel for one of our favorite tunes performed by our Dimensions in Blue Jazz Band. This is a fantastic piece that gives us that old-timey feel, and our video actually fits that theme as well. So please enjoy our Boogie Woogie Bugle Boy.
He was a famous trumpet man from out Chicago way. He had a boogie style that no one else could play. He was the top man at his craft, but then his number came up and he was gone with the draft. He's in the army now, a blowing reveille. He's the Boogie Woogie Bugle Boy from Company B. They made him blow his bugle for his Uncle Sam. It really brought him down because he couldn't jam. The captain seemed to understand, because the next day the cap went out and drafted a band. And now the company jumps when he plays reveille. He's the Boogie Woogie Bugle Boy of Company B. A toot, a toot, a toot, toot. He blows 8 to the bar. In boogie rhythm, can't blow a note unless a bass and guitar are playing with him. And the company jumps when he plays reveille. He's the Boogie Woogie Bugle Boy of Company B. He was the Boogie Woogie Bugle Boy from Company B. And when he plays Boogie Woogie Bugle, he was busy as a bee. And when he plays, makes the company jump 8 to the bar. He's a Boogie Woogie Bugle Boy from Company B. He blows 8 to the bar. He can't blow a note unless the rhythm and bass is winning. And the company jumps when he plays rapidly. He's the Boogie Woogie Bugle Boy of Company B. He puts the boys to sleep with Boogie every night and wakes them up the same way in the early light. They clap their hands and stamp their feet, cause they know how he blows when someone gives him a beat. Wow, wow, he wakes them up when he plays reveille. He's the Boogie Woogie Bugle Boy from Company B. A toot, a toot, a toot, a toot. He blows 8 to the bar. Can't blow a note in for bass and guitars. Wow, with him. And the company jumps when he plays reveille. He's the Boogie Woogie Bugle Boy from Company B.
Hey folks, welcome. Man, that was a fun piece. My toe was tapping and I was really enjoying it. My name is Katie Bloise and I am an airman first class here at the Band of the West. I play the oboe and we are so pleased that we're able to bring you a wide variety of music tonight. I'm seeing you all say hello in the chat. Hello, Denise from Lubbock. Hello, Tyler from Ithaca. We're so glad that you're here. Please continue to drop your questions and comments in the chat. We'll have someone answer them right away. Our next portion of tonight's program is bringing you some music that's a little bit older than World War II. We are playing a chaconne by George Friedrich Handel, who was a Baroque composer who lived in England in the 18th century. I really like this piece because it allows the oboe to have a little bit of liberty with some noodlies and ornaments because of the nature of the piece. So thank you so much for joining. Keep letting us know who's here in the chat, and we hope you enjoy Chaconne by Handel.
Well, good evening, everyone. I am Senior Airman Burton Fowler. I am the bassoon player for this fine quartet we call Nightwatch. A little bit about myself. I grew up just east of Dallas in Rowlett, Texas, so it's really cool to be stationed here in my home state. I first heard about the Air Force bands and military bands in general when I was in high school. And I kind of set my mind on it. I knew I wanted to be in the military, or I was interested in the military, but I also really loved playing bassoon and being a musician. So it really went hand in hand. It took me about 6 years of music college and multiple different auditions to actually get into an Air Force band, but I'm super glad to be here. Plus, my grandpa was in the Air Force, and he may or may not be listening right now. Not 100% sure. But next up, we've got a military march for you. This program wouldn't be complete without one. But it's not just any military march, it is our national march. That's Stars and Stripes Forever by John Philip Sousa. And fun fact, it's actually Sousa's 166th birthday today. So this is a great homage to him. But as you know, this piece was written for a full concert band, and we're going to be playing it in our quartet with a little bit of help from one of our percussionists, Sergeant B.J. Richard. And so we don't have the tubas and we don't have the trombones. And in fact, we don't even have a flute player to play the piccolo solo at the end. So what do you think we're going to do? I hope you enjoy our version of Stars and Stripes Forever.
Well, hello everybody in West Texas and beyond. I'm Senior Airman Ed Knoeckel. I'm the pianist with the Band of the West, and I'm also one of the audition coordinators. That was a rollicking arrangement of Stars and Stripes. First for me to hear that in a chamber ensemble setting, and I'm so glad to hear that little bit of a cello rondo at the end as well. That was a real blast. Just one of the really unique examples of how this band is able to take its instrumentalists of professional caliber and create amazing music in different configurations within these different ensembles that we have in the band, whether it's concert band, big band, chamber groups, woodwind quintets. We have a diverse spectrum of musical capabilities that we just love employing to reach out to the public, to get the Air Force message out, and especially on nights like this, reach out to the public and the community. So if you have any questions regarding the auditions process, if you have a nephew who's a trumpet major at a university, who's in a big band at high school, you have yourself, you might be interested in auditioning for a band, please feel free to drop some questions about the auditions process, about preparation for the auditions to be in a military band. And we hope that you would be interested in perhaps auditioning for our band. We have a number of vacancies right now, and we can talk about those throughout the show. Let me just say that one of the things that's really unique about the Air Force is its attention on the importance of family. I know for myself, growing up as a musician, if it wasn't for my family supporting me through lessons in grade school and high school, and then having the faith that I might make it someday as a music major, I wouldn't be here as a pianist with the Air Force Band today. Even tonight, my wife has supported me by making sure that the 3 kids are able to take their baths and get into bed while I'm doing this show here. So family is such a precious gift. The apologist and author C.S. Lewis said that the sun doesn't look down on anything half as good as a family laughing together around a meal. And family is so fundamental to the support also of American airmen, that it reminds them of what is truly important in life. Whether they're deployed overseas or at a stateside base, being with family and having the support of family is vital to understanding the value of life. It isn't even being with family and our loved ones one of the most ultimate strategic motivations of the military and industry as a whole, for they exist so that the world can gather together with their families in peace, in safety. And when American airmen answer their nation's call to serve in deployed locations, they are unable to, for a time, to be with those families and those dear loved ones. This next selection is called Bless the Broken Road, and it's an arrangement for Nightwatch featuring the vocalist Airman First Class Leah Fox. And this song reflects on the path into the arms of our loved ones as often being filled with many unexpected twists and turns, but that ultimately will find their resolve. Its message resonates with thousands of Air Force families who know that they would not be able to press on if it was not for the support and the loving arms of those most dear.
I set out on a narrow way many years ago, hoping I would find true love along the broken road. But I got lost a time or two, wiped my brow and kept pushing through. I couldn't see how every sign pointed straight to you. that God bless the broken road that led me straight to you. Yes, it did. I think about the years I spent just passing through. I'd like to have the time I lost and give it back to you, but you just smile and take my hand. You've been there, you understand. It's all part of a grander plan that is coming true. Every long lost dream led me to where you are. Others who broke my heart, they were like northern stars, pointing me on my way into your loving arms. This much I know is true, that God bless the broken road that led me straight to you. And now does your heart goes. This much I know is true, that God bless the broken road that led me straight to you. That God bless the broken road that led me straight to you.
That was a great number that we had fun putting together, and that was actually at our musical director's suggestion. Rose brought that tune to us, and it's been a pleasure to do a lot of vocal projects over this course of March to now that we've been working. In fact, you guys were asking in the chat, have we been making music this whole time? And the answer to that is yes, we have. As musical ambassadors, nothing is going to stop the U.S. Air Force, and so we have gotten very creative. I will tell you that most of what you are watching tonight was recorded individually from all of our homes and then later mixed and produced. So some of these recordings were literally done in a closet because that was the best sound space that we had at home to be able to make that happen. But we are continually in a telework environment right now, and as soon as we have an all clear to fully return on the road, we cannot wait to see you guys in person. We are looking forward to that more than you know. But you know, as Ed was talking about a little while ago, there's a special group of people that have to go away for a time when they deploy, and that's our brethren, and that's across all branches that serve overseas. In fact, we've got many serving worldwide right now. And so we want to take a minute to tell you how you can help Band of the West reach a lot of those folks as we get near and dear to my favorite time of year, of course, the holiday time. We would like to show you how you can reach out personally to our troops to let them know that you're thinking of them.
Hey everybody, we need your help in supporting and encouraging our troops. I'm Airman First Class Brendan Malloy with the United States Air Force Band of the West at Joint Base San Antonio, Lackland, Texas. The past couple of years, we've asked those attending our Holiday in Blue concerts to fill out cards and place them on our tree to be sent to deployed troops serving during the holiday season. The response was incredible and inspiring. This year, our Holiday in Blue concert will be happening virtually, So we're asking you to send us your holiday well wishes for the troops. We're partnering with the wonderful charity supportourtroops.org to distribute your cards to deployed service members around the globe. Here's how you can help. Simply gather as many holiday greetings as you can and send them to the address on screen. Just write something positive, kind, respectful, and thankful to the brave men and women sacrificing their time this holiday season to protect our country. Submissions for all winter holidays are encouraged. This is a great project for schools, churches, civic organizations, and individuals alike. We look forward to receiving your cards and are thankful for your help in supporting our troops.
And we will be looking out for your cards. I know, because I am the mail monitor, so I will be there ready and waiting to receive them from you. We hope you can contribute to that. We're going to continue with our program tonight, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself. So I hail from South Texas. I am the granddaughter, as I mentioned in the chat, of Air Force officers, a P-51 Mustang pilot and an Air Force nurse, both from the Korean War era. And they met, they fell in love, the rest is history. I am also the daughter of a Air Force Vietnam era flight crew chief. And in fact, he is responsible for sending aircrafts out of McChord Air Force Base in the state of Washington to bring home our POWs, to include Senator John McCain and his era of POWs that were there in Vietnam. And so our Air Force blood in our family definitely runs very, very deep. I'm sister to one of the Air Force's best recruiters. I've got folks all over. I've got cousins working Intel up at Wright Pat. I've got brother-in-law working AWACS and working in comm to keep us safe. So it ain't nothing but a family thing, as they say. The other part of my family history is music. And in fact, the very first record, yes, you heard me right, record that I ever bought was Benny Goodman, the King of Swing, playing the Mozart clarinet concerto. And until then, I had no idea Benny Goodman actually played classical music. How about that? But I bring him up tonight because that recording was of the Mozart clarinet concerto. It opened my world to the idea that you could do jazz and classical. Tonight, though, we're going to continue our classical set with a selection from Mozart. Or was it? So you as the audience have to tell us what you think. We're going to play movement 5 of the presto from Casa Zion, which was claimed to have been written by Mozart by the gentleman that found it later in the late 19th century, Andro. But folks argue that because it had been so long since we had found anything new, that maybe he was just taking advantage of that Mozart name to cash in. So we are going to play movement 5 for you tonight, presto. It does have a little nice clarinet moment in it. And you let us know what you think. Did Mozart really write it?
Oh, that piece is just so much fun. I don't know, I think it sounds like Mozart to me. I've played a lot of Mozart operas in my day, and I can see all the people running around on stage scheming, something like that, who knows. I would like to give a shout out to our music educators. I'm originally from Buffalo, New York, and my mother is a band director there. So I grew up around music my whole life, and she is still currently teaching. And I know it's been a real challenge for teachers during this time because sometimes they have students at home, they have students at school. It's a real mixed bag. So it is certainly a challenge. One way that we've been able to help out actually with teachers, not just music teachers, is our fantastic social media content that we have. We have a ton of videos, great educational videos. We have the Texas All-State Etude videos up where many of us are playing the etudes that are happening this year. Just phenomenal, fun videos up that you can use. They are on our YouTube page, USAF Band of the West. You can search for that pretty easily and share that content with your students. It's a really, really fun thing to do. So one of the things that one of our rock bands gets to do every year is Red Ribbon Week performances at our schools here locally in San Antonio. And this year, because of gathering limitations, we are not able to visit with those students in person, which we can't wait to be able to do soon. But instead of having live concerts this year, we've put together a phenomenal digital concert, bringing awareness to Red Ribbon Week and living a drug-free lifestyle. So our next piece that we're sharing with you comes from this production that we've made. It's the really popular, fun song. I've seen so many TikTok viral videos with this song. It is Blinding Lights. Please enjoy.
Greetings, and welcome to this 2020 production of Red Ribbon Week. I am Major Dustin Doyle, the commander and conductor of this great band, and I am thrilled to introduce this show for you today. Every year during this time, we perform a show for schools in the San Antonio area, and we are so thrilled to share our Red Ribbon Week show with you this year. Throughout this performance, you will hear many familiar songs, and we want you to have a great time watching and listening to them. But the main reason we are here is to remind you of the Red Ribbon Week message. Be happy, be brave, be drug-free. We in the United States Air Force are committed to a drug-free lifestyle, and we want you to know that you can go far in life by being drug-free as well. So sit back, relax, and enjoy Red Ribbon Week 2020.
Just a touch, baby. touch.
Hey folks, Katie Bloise here again. That was another toe topper. I'm so glad to be part of an organization where we can bring you such a wide breadth of musical styles. If you are enjoying the show, please hit like and subscribe. You can follow Band of the West on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. We love to hear your input and have you as a viewer. So we're going to move on to the next classical piece we have prepared for you. We just finished one of my favorite holidays, which is Halloween. And this next piece is pretty spooky. We filmed in a library here in San Antonio, a great historical site, and we think you'll enjoy that. But before we do that, I do have to plug our holiday spectacular for you all. We have put together a video called Holiday in Blue, which will be showing on our local PBS station here in San Antonio. That is dropping on December 19th, 21st, and 24th. And we will have availability for those of you who don't live in San Antonio to watch it.
The United States Air Force Band of the West, in association with KLRN Public Television, bring you the live stream event of the season, featuring 8 different ensembles from 4 active duty Air Force bands, coming to you live Saturday, December 19th. Holiday in Blue.
Awesome. So we hope that you're all able to join us for that. I heard a little something about snow falling in Texas, which we know is rare, so check it out. Our next piece is Slavonic Dances by Dvorak. This is Opus number 2 with Slavonic Dance number 8.
Well, that was a very spooky one indeed. Well, next up, we've got a tribute to our lovely city of San Antonio. One of the things we weren't able to do this year was have our Fiesta celebration back in April. And every year, the Band of the West is heavily involved in that celebration. We usually give a concert band and a jazz band concert. And then we're always sure to march in the Battle of the Flowers. And we have a good old time. But because of quarantine, we were just sitting at home like everyone else. Hopefully, we'll get back to normal this coming year. But after a couple of months of that quarantine, Nightwatch decided to have our own little Fiesta celebration in downtown San Antonio. While we were recording Un Poco Loco.
What color is the sky? I'm your Maud, I'm your Maud. You tell me that it's red. I'm your Maud, I'm your Maud. Where should I put my shoes? I'm your Maud, I'm your Maud. You say put them on your head. I'm your Maud, I'm your Maud. Make me un poco loco, un poquitito loco. The way you keep me guessing, I'm nodding and I'm yesing. I count it as a blessing that I'm only un poco loco. You make me, it's just un poco crazy. The sense that you're not making, the liberties you're taking, leaves my cup ever shaking. You are just un poco loco. Un poquitito loco.
Qué rico son, huh? That was fantastic. Well, what a blast to hear that piece. You know, I just wanted to address a question that I had seen come through the chat a little bit earlier. They were asking about why the woodwind quintet isn't a quintet. So I thought that this would be a great time to let you know that we have vacancies in the band and that there's a fantastic resource that you can go check out. Whether you are a music educator, you are a musician yourself, either finishing up high school, looking to go into university, or perhaps you are in a university program right now and you are interested in auditioning. We have flute vacancies coming up. So in January, we'll have flute and horn auditions. Coming through the early spring, we have clarinet, sax, and bassoon auditions. And into summer, there's an extravaganza of auditions. There's horn and oboe and clarinet, sax, and bassoon. So whether or not that applies to you or perhaps one of your students, you can go over to the website www.music.af.mil. You can click the auditions drop-down menu. And in the auditions drop-down menu, go ahead and click on current upcoming vacancies. And that will take you to a buffet of postings on what's available to you as a musician looking for a stable and secure career as a military bandsman. And what is so fantastic about doing these streamed events is that you have technological support as well as family support. So thank you very much for changing the screens on that. Our technology help behind the curtains. So if you are interested in the audition process, it's a very streamlined process. You would go and look and open up some of the documents on the instrument that pertains to you. And we have a number of pre-screen musical selections that you would go ahead and make your recordings of, usually accompanied by a resume. And you would send those recordings by the posted deadline for the pre-screen evaluation to bandofthewestauditions@gmail.com if the audition will be at Lackland Air Force Base here in San Antonio, or to the contact email of the band that's hosting that audition. After the panel receives the pre-screen material, they will have a series of deliberations, and then they will invite the finalists to come in for live auditions. And to let you know that during these dynamic times of COVID-19, that the bands are taking the strictest health protocols in practice, and we're making sure that that we are doing things that are safe for not just our own bandsmen, but that are also in the best interest of preserving the health of those who are interested in auditioning for our bands. So if you have any additional questions on the audition process, please make sure to post those into the chat and we'll be able to respond to those. Subscribe, like, follow us on the social media websites, and then we'll move into something completely different, which is Hymn to the Fallen, which is our next selection. This would be familiar to anyone that's seen the film Saving Private Ryan, the Steven Spielberg film, considered one of the greatest war films of all time. Now, in this particular video coming up, Nightwatch has collaborated with the United States Air Force Honor Guard to reinforce the music's association with military sacrifice. The music, of course, as you may know, was composed by the great John Williams, and in its solemnity is a sempiternal musical monument to honor the fallen of World War II and all wars. Williams' music speaks powerfully for those who, as it says in the great Bixby letter, have laid so costly a sacrifice upon the altar of freedom.
My name is Master Sergeant Jorge Cortijo, and I was a member of the United States Air Force Honor Guard from 2006 to 2011. The mission of the Air Force Honor Guard is to represent airmen to the American public and the world. A ceremonial guardsman's primary mission is to provide military funeral honors at Arlington National Cemetery. As a body bearer, I had the rare privilege to lay to rest our comrades from World War I and II, Korea and Vietnam, as well as active duty members who served in Iraq and Afghanistan. As body bearers, part of our motto is, "We will be the last to let you down." This was the most significant realization I had as a young airman serving in that capacity. You see, when you are born, your mother is the first to hold you in her arms. That person will nurture you until it is your time to nurture and develop others. When we serve in uniform, our service is not over until our last dying breath, oftentimes long after we retire or separate. When we die, a ceremonial guardsman gets the privilege to carry our remains to its resting place. They are truly the last to hold you, the last to let you down. From the warm embrace of a mother to the final grasp of a casket, a member of our military serves unconditionally and selflessly. Memorial Day allows us to reflect on the story of each and every military member of our U.S. Armed Forces and the lives they led between that first and last embrace.
That was one of my favorite videos that we prepared this year, and I'm so pleased that we were able to produce that for you. Before we move on to the next piece, we did have a question for Mr. Ed Knoeckel about prior service people auditioning for the Band of the West, and I'll ask him to answer that now.
Sure. Okay. So In years past, there have been windows in which the active duty military bands have opened up their audition vacancies for prior service musicians. And they are usually irregular, but and for a short while. I can speak to that personally because I came in from the Army National Guard, serving 9 years in Connecticut, DC, and Virginia, and then transferred to active duty with the Air Force, green to blue, as they say. The current state of things with prior service is that the window is not open right now, whether or not that is weather related or there are other things at play at the Pentagon level. We'll see. But for now, through the year 2021, the opportunities for prior service to audition for Air Force active duty bands is not available. And I hate to break it to that person who's interested in that, because we know that our prior service musicians are very often of an excellent quality. So it does not speak to the quality of the applicant by any means. We do have bassoon auditions coming up though, but as far as prior service goes, the window is not currently available to you.
Thanks for answering that, Ed. I appreciate it. We're going to move on to our next piece. We have another patriotic piece prepared for you all. This is our concert band, which is represents almost the entire unit. We have about 60 people playing for you, and we will be performing the Armed Forces Medley. Now, traditionally, when we do a live performance of this piece, we ask that the members of the audience stand when they hear their service song played. But since we are doing this through the internet, we're going to ask you to please, in the chat, put the names of the folks you would like to honor when you hear their service song. We do thank everyone who is serving and who has served for their service to the United States. And we hope that you enjoy this performance.
United States Marine.
Well, that is always my favorite because I'll let you in on a little secret. We're supposed to play in the order of the service branches, but we at the Air Force are a little biased and we always end with our song, and I love it. Give 'em the gun. I'm back here behind the curtain singing it as we go. Well, friends, I hate to say it, but we've come to the end of our program tonight, and we've got one more tune for you before we go. But we have to tell you, you've been an amazing audience. Thank you for talking to us in the chat. If you haven't already, please do subscribe to our channels, like our social media. Go ahead and hit the top right corner there, and that'll take you to all of our handles for our different social media accounts. And we look forward to seeing you in the future. We want to give a special shout out tonight to our co-hosts that have been running this show on their platform, and that is the Snyder, Texas Chamber of Commerce. Thank you for doing that for us. It was wonderful to see all of you. And so as I close it out this evening before our final piece, I do want to give you some well wishes as we go into the end of our year here. It has been a very trying year for all of us. We want to tell you to keep your resiliency about you, to keep your wit about you as we end 2020 and get started with 2021. And so I want to say tonight that we just simply wish you a great evening on behalf of our commander, my boss, Major Dustin Doyle, conductor for Band of the West, and on behalf of his boss, Brigadier General Caroline Miller from the 502nd Air Base Wing, stationed right here at Fort Sam Houston in Joint Base San Antonio, Texas. We just wish you a really wonderful evening. We want to leave you on a high note. So we are going to show you, I think, probably our favorite video that we've done to date as a group. I know Catherine asked earlier our favorite recording location for videos. And for me, this one is it. So please enjoy Another Day of Sun from the movie hit La La Land.
Left him at a Greyhound station west of Santa Fe. We were 17, but he was sweet and it was true. So I did what I had to do, 'cause I just knew. Summer Sunday nights, we'd sink into our seats right as they dimmed out all the lights. A Technicolor world made out of music and machine. It called me to be on that screen and live inside each scene. Without a nickel to my name, hopped a bus, here I came. Could be brave or just insane, we'll have to see. 'Cause maybe in that sleepy town he'll sit one day, the lights are down. He'll see my face and think of how he used to know me. Climb those hills, I'm reaching for the heights and chasing all the lights that shine. And when they let you down, it's another day of sun. Get up off the ground, it's another day of sun. Rolls around and it's another day of sun. I hear them every day, the rhythms in the canyons that'll never fade away. The ballads in the barrooms left by those who came before. They say you gotta want it more, so I bang on every door. And even when the answer's no, or when my money's running low, the disc and mic and neon glow are all I need. And someday as I sing the song, a small town kid will come along, and that'll be the thing to push him on. And he'll go, climb these hills, I'm reaching for the heights and chasing all